The question, would you let someone implant a microchip into your hand if you would receive $2,000 a month in return for getting a chip put in your hand? You heard me right. We'll give you universal basic income, basically. 2,000 euros, $2,000 a month, if you allow us to put a microchip in your hand. That's exactly what's about to happen as part of the rollout of the central bank digital currencies. That's a carrot for them to rope you into this mess.
All right, Shalom. This is Brother Gabar, the Lions Den Camp, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. And first and foremost, before I hop into this lesson, I'm going to give all praises to the Most High and their true Paleo-Hebrew names and in the Paleo-Hebrew tongue. And with that, I'm going to say Ka Halayim, La Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Bahashim, Ha, Rakah Kodash, Ma'amaf. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Double honors to my elder as well, Aharawan. And Shalom to you brothers and sisters pushing and keeping this truth and faith and this sincerity unto the end, man. And again, the Father's true name is Yahweh, and his Son's true name, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ and these other false names, his one true name is Yahweh Shai. All right, and with that, we'll hop right into it. So as you can see from the clip that I posted beforehand, Esau, is going to entice the people, man, to take that C-hip, in their bodies, man, that thing mentioned in the book of Revelations, man, the MOTB, right? They're going to entice the people with money, hey, you can get $2,000 if you just take this, if you put this under your skin, hey, your favorite celebrities doing it, your favorite rappers, your favorite athletes doing it, hey, you do it too, so on and so forth, man. They're going to entice the people. Basically, no, they're going to deceive the people, into getting that thing, in their bodies, man. Right. And I just wanted to get a few precepts on that because it's just Esau, Esau, the so-called Caucasian race, still moving subtly, just like the serpent in the garden, man. They still moving in that same spirit of subtlety, man, deceiving and enticing the people to sin, to go against the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Ultimately, the Lord's chosen people, the children of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So I wanted to get a few precepts on this subject. The first one come out of the book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 21. It says, "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords," man. Right? Because the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, man. Esau slick with it, man. Exactly, just like the serpent in the garden, which was a man, but it still got that smooth, subtlety like spirit, man, to deceive and entice the people. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. All right, yeah, hey, take this, put this in your body. We'll give you $2,000, man. You could eat, you could live, you could like I said, your favorite rappers, your favorite celebrities doing it. It's cool. It's the new hip thing to do. It's the new age technology. His words are smoother than butter. They're gonna make it seem and sound real cool, man. It's so convenient. You could just tap and pay. You ain't gotta pull out your wallet. You ain't gotta do. They're gonna make it sound so nice, so smooth, so. They're gonna make it seem like it's a new thing, man, a new hip thing. All right. It says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart, man. All right, because we are engaged in spiritual warfare. And this is just another tactic to further deceive, the children of Israel, man, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and also these other nations, but their primary target is the children of Israel, man, causing our people to sin and go contrary to the will of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right. It says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords, man. All right. Come on, man. And, because the scripture tell you who our enemies are, man. If you're engaged in warfare, which we are, spiritual warfare, you got to know who your enemies are. That's why the scripture tell you never trust thine enemy, man. Anything that Esau, the so-called Caucasian race, the rulers of this place, America, through the elites and, the elites in Europe ruling this place, anything that they present to the people, you need to put a magnifying glass to it and see what it really is, All right, because, hey, man, these these people coming with words as smooth as butter, but really they got a sword behind their back ready to stab you, man. And that's, and man, and a lot of our people, 2/3 of our people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to be deceived by this devil, man, into taking that thing under in their bodies, man. You know, and this is spiritual warfare, because it says war was in his heart, man, and we are engaged in spiritual warfare. All right, and it says, so like it, this is the book of Ephesians, chapter 6. I'm gonna start at verse 11. It says, "Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil," man. And the devil just means deceiver. Who has deceived the old earth? Who is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man? Esau, the so-called Caucasian race, man. They have deceived the whole earth, right? And will continue to do so, until the day of the Lord, man. Cuts them off, man. But it says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places," man. All right. So we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers. Who is in a power seat right now here in America? Esau, the so-called Caucasian race, man, they are in a power seat. They're pushing their agendas. They're pushing their, their motives, their ways of thinking. They're pushing that onto the people, man, because they have the power to do so. That power has been given into their hand by the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But when it's all said and done, the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua is gonna have the last laugh, man. It says against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. All right, Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Right? So they're playing out their lot. They're playing out their role, man. They are the rulers of darkness of this world, man. The skirt is being lifted on this place, America. Everybody is seeing the wickedness and the lies and the deceit that goes on in this place, man. Primarily by the hand of Esau, man, the so-called Caucasian race. The elites and these secret societies that rule and govern, this world, this country. It says against spiritual wickedness in high places, because that's what it is. It's spiritual, man. It's spiritual warfare. They're trying to destroy the minds and heart and the spirits of our people, man, by deceiving them and enticing them to continue to sin and to take this thing within their bodies, man, which goes directly contrary against the word of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, and again, this is all in the scriptures, man. This was all prophesied. This was all foretold. That these things will happen and come upon the earth. So I'm gonna hop to the book of Revelations, chapter 13, and I'm gonna start at verse 16. It says, "And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." All right. And man, and this is Esau, man. He's gonna, man, that day of temptation, man, where Esau comes down, and with this right here, man, where he's gonna cause all, both small and great, from the smallest to the greatest, from the richest to the poorest. All right, you're gonna be enticed and pushed to receive that mark within your body, man. And it says, "And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark," right? Because, man, you're not going to be able to buy or sell or live in this society, man, in this country, if you do not take that mark, But that hopeful elect will, through the Spirit of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, through their faith and relying on the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But for 2/3 of our people, in these other nations, but for this point, for 2/3 of our people who have disregarded the Lord, who have disregarded his word, they're not going to be able to stand in that day, man. So they're going to succumb to Esau's deceivement, man, and take that mark, so they're able to live in this society, man. They're going to be enticed. So they're gonna be enticed and deceived, man, into taking that chip and into taking that mark in order to live in this society, man. They're gonna take that payment Whatever Esau offering, man, they gonna do it because they see their favorite rappers or celebrities or people they look up to doing it. They gonna do it because that's the norm. That's what everybody doing, you know. But the Lord called us to be separate, you know, a holy nation unto himself, man, a separate nation unto himself. So we're not supposed to go with the ways of the world, man. We're not supposed to do what everybody else is doing, you know. So don't be deceived by this devil, man. You know, we are not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. You know, and his main device is lies and deceit. You know, and I'm gonna hop to the book of Revelation, chapter 20 and verse 4, and it says, "And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua and for the word of God, and which had not worshipped the beast." All right, and worship, that means submit. You know, had not submitted or worshiped the beast, man. The system that's gonna be set in place, you know, to control and deceive the people, man. That hopeful elect of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that's sincerely in this truth, you know, they're sincerely pushing for the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. They're not going to worship the beast. They're not going to submit to that system, man, you know, and receive that mark within their bodies, man. Okay, it says, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Yahushua 1,000 years, man. All right, because and again, that's goes into the separation, because 2/3 of our people, along with these other nations in this place, man, they are gonna submit. They are gonna worship the beast, man. This system, they're gonna submit to this system. You know, they're gonna submit to Esau, man. They're gonna submit to that NWO, you know, and they're gonna receive that mark within their bodies, man. All right, but the hopeful elect, as it states here, clearly are not, man. They're going to rely and stand on the Lord Yahweh Shah in that day to feed them, to provide for them, to clothe them, to shelter them, you know, to guide them, right? They're not going to rely on Esau and his system, you know. They're not going to submit, you know. And it says, yeah, and that was the point, man. So that hopeful elect, you know, and those that have the eyes and ears to see what this really is, man, you know, through the spirit of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man, they're not going to submit, you know, or worship the beast, man. They're not going to succumb to Esau's tactics of enticing words, man, his deceivement, you know, into getting that thing within their bodies, man, because that's ultimately what it's coming down to, you know, through the word of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. This is all prophecy, man. You know, these things have to happen, you know, for the end to come, you know. And man, this was just highlighting, you know, Esau, just with more lies and deceit, man, still moving in that spirit of the serpent, you know, deceiving with all subtlety, man. You know, they're gonna make it seem real nice, real cool, man. Like like I said, like it's a new hip thing to do, you know, the new trend. You know, whatever the case may be, man. You know, and they know, man, and they know Jake, man, love that money. So when they come, hey, we'll give you $2,000 a year or whatever the case may be if you implant this in your body. You know, Jake gonna take that, man. You know, because they depend on the system. They depend on Esau, man. They go down to Egypt for help. You know, and Salakia for that. You know, but man, this just you know, a prophecy update, like that mark, that MOTB is coming, man. You know, so do not be deceived, you know, by Satan's, Esau's, you know, the so-called Caucasian race, the rulers of this place. Do not be deceived by their devices. Do not be deceived by their enticing words. Do not be attracted to or drawn to their smooth words, man. You know, because ultimately they got a sword behind their back, you know, waiting to run you through. You know, and comment with that, I'm gonna say shalom.